Republican Senator J.D. Vance, who of course is widely considered to be a top choice to serve as Donald Trump's running mate this year, he went on NBC's Meet the Press this past weekend and had a horrible time of it because Meet the Press host Kristen Welker was not going to put up with any of his bullcrap, and holy cow, did he try to press a bunch of bullcrap through. Throughout the interview, J.D. Vance just continued to lie his face off, and Welker repeatedly attempted to call him out for his lies. It all started when Vance said that the DOJ was being directed by President Biden to go after Donald Trump. He said, the prosecution of Donald Trump in New York, which I think now has fundamentally been thrown in doubt by this immunity case, it was one of the main guys, was a Department of Justice official of the Biden administration who jumped ship to join a local prosecutor's office to go after Donald Trump. And yet the DOJ told Congress the legitimacy of the prosecution, that's a problem. And then Kristen Welker jumped in, interrupted him because he started rambling incoherently and said, whoa, Senator, that happens all the time. People are appointed from Washington. The DOJ told Congress. And then at that point, Vance started to shout over her. He started waving his hands like, no. But she's right, guys. Like, that is what happens. Officials from the DOJ do frequently leave, and they go and they work for other offices. And that's what happened with this specific individual. He once worked for the New York State Attorney General's office, left there to go work at the DOJ, left the DOJ to go back to New York. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. He did not get marching orders from the DOJ to go and prosecute Trump because the prosecution of Donald Trump was already underway in New York. Not necessarily the trial, but the investigation was. So, like, there's not even anything you could pretend is wrong with that. And Welker pushed back on it, and as I said, Vance was totally pissed off about that. But then he decided to go with a second lie. And he said that the Biden administration wants to fund abortions up to birth, which he said was crazy. And Welker at this point kind of lost her cool a little bit, rightfully so. And she said, I'm going to have to hit pause right here. As you know, abortions, very few abortions, take place later in pregnancy, almost always because there's a medical emergency. But J.D. Vance is out there pushing that lie that Donald Trump, of course, has been spreading for years, and he spread it during the debate, which is that Democrats are in favor of abortion even after the kid's born. Hell, sometimes the kid's in kindergarten and the parent's like, hey, you know what? Let's just get rid of it. Like, that's not a thing, by the way, that has ever happened. And so J.D. Vance got called out for it. This is how you're supposed to handle these people. You're not supposed to necessarily take sides, but you are supposed to call them out when they're blatantly lying. And Kristen Welker did a phenomenal job of that with J.D. Vance by humiliating him on national television. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.